Welcome to another video, guys. Today I'm driving something that I can't believe I haven't driven before. This is a 2019 Subaru WRX, so it's the previous generation, not the brand new, very questionably designed generation. But anyways, this car also wasn't especially applauded for its styling when it came out, but it is a tried and true platform at this point. Owners have been daily driving and modifying and racing these cars basically the past 7 to 8 years. And for good reason. These are a very well-rounded, practical, daily driver and fun car. Now the owner, Tom, has done quite a few mods to it to improve its performance. So it is a 2019 WRX Limited trim with DGR coilovers with 8K spring rates all around. It's got the Advan Rs-df wheels, 18x10 plus 40 wrapped in Continental Extreme Contact Sport tires. Beautiful and functional wheel and tire choice in my opinion. It's got a Mishimoto cold air intake, Invidia Q300 exhaust and mid-pipe, Cobb catted downpipe, and it's currently making 400 horsepower to all four wheels on E50. Double the stock wheel horsepower? This thing should be quite a riot. This is no lightweight machine at around 3,400 pounds, but that's the trade-off with these WRXs. They've never been an all-out sports car. These are more of an everyday drivable, practical sedan that also gives you rally car vibes. So, with that being said, let's see how this WRX handles a canyon road. Now, to be quite honest, I just jumped out of 3 very focused sports cars, a 911, an S2000, and a Mazda RX-8. So I'm not expecting a whole lot from this thing from a driving dynamic standpoint, but let's see if it surprises me. Second gear. Oh, got some turbo lag there, all right. Basically nothing happens below 3,000. Oh yeah, that's some big power. 400 wheel horsepower in a 3,400 pound car is no joke. Ooh, nice and notchy shifter. Oh yeah. Wow, those are some very loud brakes. Wow. Good throttle response, surprisingly, for something that's pushing so much boost. Okay, woo, that's loud. Interestingly enough, when I upshift, the moment I clutch in, the car immediately drops out of boost. And even when I get into the next gear and immediately get back on the gas, it takes a second before the turbo spools up again. So you don't get very seamless acceleration. It's pretty choppy, even when you're shifting fairly quickly. There's that delay again. These are some of the loudest brakes I've ever experienced. Hope you guys can actually hear me over that squeal. This car makes really great power from this stock internal little 2-liter turbocharged flat 4 engine. Only 268 brake horsepower when it was stock. Now it's probably pushing around 500, but that's kind of where the good news ends, to be honest. The engine feels strong. It gives you that quintessential turbo lag feel, which can be very exciting in a straight line. Also, the shifter is surprisingly good, better than pretty much any previous gen Subaru shifter I've tried. Here's what I don't like about it. This steering rack is totally lifeless. I mean, I have no idea what the front tires are doing mid-corner. It's also very, very light, which makes it nice for daily driving, but out here in the canyons, it's not very confidence-inspiring. I just don't know what the front end is doing. The seating position is also way too high for me. I wish I was around 2 inches lower, and there's very little lateral support with these stock seats. Got a little bit of power on understeer, but once you have your nose pointed at the corner exit, you can really get on the gas early. Woo! A little bit of bounciness from this suspension. The spring rate feels actually fairly low. It's not overly stiff, but going over some of these bumps at high speed, There is a little bit of bounciness, a little bit of pogo stick action there at the rear end. Brake feel is fine, it's average. I have no complaints with it. Other than that insane squeal. Clutch feel is fine. It's very light and easy to use, easy to modulate. But again, this steering rack, oh my goodness. I'm actually surprised it's this numb. I understand this is a slightly heavier car and it's a modern EPS rack, but even then, not an easy car to drive quickly. The suspension's a little bouncy mid-corner. It's hard to get into a groove with this car. It never quite feels settled. And on top of that, since there is some turbo lag, you do have to anticipate that when you're attacking corners. You don't get that linear feel that this engine probably provided, at least to a much greater extent when it was completely stock. So, if you can't already tell, this car, it's not really my cup of tea. Now, nothing wrong with that. I mean, different strokes for different folks. But for me, I prefer a more focused driving experience. There's no question this car is comfortable, it's practical, and it's fairly efficient for the performance level. But outside of attacking the straight lines, it's just not super enjoyable. But in the straight lines, it's so fun. That is the quickest any car I've driven on that stretch of road has gotten through first gear. By the time it hit boost, it was already time to shift to second gear. So in a straight line, this car actually is hilariously fun. But in other aspects, the way it tackles a canyon road, the WRX is a very compromised machine. There's no two ways about it. If you're okay with that compromise, it's actually a great car. It's tried and true. It's been out for forever. And with the new generation WRX looking the way it does, I would say this previous generation might just be the one to get. Let me know your thoughts on the previous generation Subaru WRX. As always, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.